Hey there, marketing students. Professor Wolters here. And today what I'm going to give you is an overview of the strategic marketing project, because I know a lot of people might have questions about what is going to be due, what do we need to have, and things like that. And if you haven't got a chance to talk to me in person or email me, you might have some doubts. What I want to do is kind of go through what I am looking for on that strategic marketing project so you know what you should be putting in there. Now, in the back of the book, we do have a thing that says Strategic Marketing Project for Advanced Marketing Management, and it gives you the whole list of what we need in terms of like title pages and font size and stuff like that. And I'll go through that eventually, but I know a lot of you, what you'll do is just kind of divide up the project in multiple groups. Say, you take this part, you take this part. We'll meet back on Wednesday before it's due. Break. Well, actually, Monday before it's due because it's due on Tuesday. So first off, when you're starting with the project, now you know you're working as a consulting group for this company, right? So you're going to be talking to them like your consultants. You're going to be giving them, we feel that this is going on. You want to have it very much in a professional setting because it gives you that opportunity to practice your business English, right? You know, these kind of things. So I want to make sure you're using that throughout. So make sure everyone's kind of using the same pronouns, using the same kind of speech patterns and things like that. So it doesn't seem like it's a bunch of different parts cut and paste it together. That's why it's very important you have someone read through it once you put all this stuff together to make sure you're not repeating yourself too much, because that does happen when you are doing a lot of cutting and pasting. Okay, so the parts I'm looking for. Well, the first thing is I want you to start off with is an executive summary, a one-page executive summary, okay? This is where you're going to give the best recommendations for your companies and maybe the biggest things you figured out from your research and from your analysis, because I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not going to say all companies do this and all professors do this and all bosses do this, but a lot of times people only read that executive summary and that gives them an opinion of what the entire project is. So if the executive summary really gives them a reason to read more, like this is awesome, that inspires them, helps them think you're going to have a better grade. They're going to take your recommendations a lot better. So make sure you're writing that one-page executive summary. And the thing is, you write that at the end. After you got everything together, you get in your group and say, hey, what are the best points we have? Then you put those in. Then you put those together and put together that executive summary, okay? Now, one thing I see over the years is a lot of students just make their executive summary an introduction. It is not an introduction. It is the Wikipedia plot points, for a movie where it gives you all the best points and stuff like that. You want to give those in there in one page. Okay, so make sure you have that. So even if they only read the first page, they get some ideas of the best recommendations that you do have. Okay, so there's that. Now, when you're looking at actually putting the paper together, you're probably going to want to start with giving a brief overview of the company. Now, since you're talking to the company and you're going to be sending this to me and the company, right? And you're going to print one out and give it to me as well. You need to realize is they already know about the company. You don't have to spend a lot of time on that. Maybe one page max on giving a background of the company, just so everyone's on the same page. And if someone, like for myself reading it, I learn more about the company before I get started, and we can go that way. Okay, so you have that to start off. Now, next thing I want you to look at is using strategic analysis to look at the competition, their portfolio of products, their industry, their business, all kinds of stuff, just looking at them. And the thing is, we've done tons and tons of analysis throughout your marketing career, right? So yes, you can do your 5 forces, or you can do your SWOT analysis. You can do whatever you want. Things you've learned in other classes, things that aren't in our book and stuff like that, you can use those and use this analysis to come up with ideas, figure out what's going on, what's going to be helpful things for your company, okay? So use as many of those as you need. And the thing is, let's say you're doing the 5 forces analysis. You know what? You don't have to do all 5 forces if like 3 of them don't matter. Just do 2. Just put 2 things in there. This is our analysis. This is what we think you should do about it. Okay? Now, in terms of actual models I want you to use, okay, key success factors is required. I want you to have 2 different industries. And we talked about this in class, but think about it in terms of one broad industry and one focused industry. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up with 5 to 6 key success factors for each of those industries. Okay, now some of the stuff might cross over. That's fine. But what you're going to do is have these 2 separate ones separated out, and you're going to say, these are what we think the 5 key success factors are. You're going to explain them, and then what you're going to do is you're going to rank those for your company. How well do you feel they're doing at that? And then you can give them recommendations on how to improve in each one of these key success factor areas. Okay, so you have that. So those are 2 things I'm definitely looking for, those 2 different key success factor industries. You have that. Now, next thing I want you to look at is what we call value propositions. What are the reasons why people are going to buy? Develop, 4 to 6 value propositions for your company, looking at why would people buy this product. But what I want you to do is I want you to focus on specific types of customers that might get the value from that value proposition to give them an idea, because that's really helpful for the companies. I've seen over the years, this is 9 years teaching this class, the value proposition part has given the biggest bang for the buck for our clients in this first project. Okay, so make sure you're putting a lot of those things in there and really try to focus on 4 or 5 6 different customers as well to give them some information. Okay, to really give an idea of what they should be focusing on when they're talking to these kind of clients. Now, next thing I want to look at is, we briefly touched on the customer journey mapping, and what I want you to do for customer journey mapping, pick out 5 points in the customer's journey where you think the company could be adding value. Right? So if it is like, online, is it in the parking lot, is it in the retail space, is it in whatever, find 5 different really touch points in the customer's journey to get this product where they could be adding value. Or you might want to put a point like, hey, this is where problems really could come about. You might want to look into that. Okay, so you're coming up with things there. Now, next thing I want you to look at is the Ansel matrix, the growth matrix. Remember, market penetration, market development, product development, diversification. This is the idea creation time. I want you to throw out some crazy ideas. Give them, 4 to 7 ideas, like recommendations for ways to grow their business in each one of those sections. Now, I realize it's going to be hard to find 7 things, but if you want to go like 2 or 3, if you can't figure anything else out, that's fine. But this is that idea generation kind of thing that I really enjoy when students work with companies, because you're seeing things from a whole different perspective. So give them some things. And that's why maybe when you're developing your recommendations, you might look at things in terms of long-term, short-term, medium-term. You can do that. It's okay. The project, you can set it up however you want. I know I'm kind of going in an order here. You can do it any way you want, okay? I'm not going to compare you to your neighbor. Your project will be on its own, how well you're working with these companies, okay? But one thing I would say, though, is make sure, like towards the end or somewhere in there, if you have general overall business suggestions, how to grow their business, put that in there too. It might not link up with analysis or a key success factor thing, but it might just be some business practices that you think they could need. Put that in there. Have those things in there to help them grow and improve their business. Because I want to do in this class and in this project is for you to have an experience of work with a client, but also the client gets this experience and they can improve their business. And so when you're out there, looking for a job or stuff like that, you can show, look, I work with this business and this is how I help them. And you have a real world experience versus just, reciting that I read the Disney World case. Okay, so that's what we're really focused on here. That's why it helps for you to get this experience of working as a consulting team with your group. Now, in terms of the hard and fast kind of stuff, look, you have to email the company the project, okay, the Word document. Do not send Google Docs, okay? People can never get into them. They'll be locked out. It has to be a Word document. Actually, it has to be a PDF. Send them a PDF. You have to CC me. If the company does not get the PDF, it's like you didn't turn it in. Okay, so you're going to send an email with the PDF to the company, CCing me, telling them thank you, and then getting ready to start for the next project, the digital project. You're going to have stuff like that. Then you're also going to print out the project, okay, and have the spiral bound stuff, like Kinko's or whatever. They can FedEx, they can spiral bound it for you. Because what I'm going to do in this project is I will go through it and I'm going to make grade it for like the stuff, your recommendations, but also I'm going to look at it in terms of, how is this set up in a professional sense? Is there something they're messing up? Are they having titles at the bottom of a page and then it starts on the next page? No, move the title to this page over here so it's all together. We're going to look at things like that. So it's a lot of constructive criticism so you can have better projects when you turn things in. Okay, so we'll have that. Now, in terms of overall work, I'm looking 15 to 20 pages. Okay, 12 font, Times New Roman font, 1.5 line spacing, okay, 1-inch margins. Don't be doing that like 1.5, 2-inch, 9-inch margins, stuff like that, okay? It's pretty straightforward. I do suggest you just print it at home because it'll be cheaper for you to print it at home and then get it bound instead of having them pay for them to print it for you at Kinko's or FedEx, wherever you get that done. So just want to give you a heads up for that, all right? Now, this project, I really can't emphasize enough how really impactful it can be for these companies. You're really doing a lot to actually help them out, and they're also helping you to get an idea of what it's like to deal with real customers. Because I'm sure some of you have had a hard time communicating with your customers, hard time getting information from your customers. Maybe customers have shared too much information with you. It's like, okay, what do I do with all this? That's exactly what it's like when you go and work on your own and become your own marketing consultant. You'll have all these issues, and that's what I want you to have in this class, to have the experience of working with these companies and having like what it is like. I'm not sure what they're going to say. That's right. You never do. So if you do have questions, do email me. I'll be glad to help you out. You know, all our Twitter feeds and stuff like that. You can write me and we can get into those things. But good luck with this project. I know you'll do great. I know most of you you're halfway done, most of the way done, but I wanted to get this out there for those of you that I don't get a chance to talk to in class. This gives you a chance to have an idea, and you can look through over the weekend when you're kind of putting your project together that you have everything. Okay? So I wish you all the best. I'll say bye from my kitchen. Bye.